What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Armchair Scouts. It might be mid-September, but it's always draft season here at the Armchair Scouts. We're talking week 3 of college football, our top takeaways, and we're also going to look ahead to week 4, do more prop bets and weekly picks, and do some more predictions. Joining me, Ryan Reese at Philly Sports PSA. What's up, Ryan?
Not much. What's going on? How are we this evening?
We're hanging in there, man. Long time no see, of
Right.
course. Guys, if you're watching us live, comment with us. This is an Eagles specific kind of draft show where we're going to be going back and forth and referencing the Philadelphia Eagles pretty much all night. Brett Eclipse is betting my life savings. We're seeing a tight end prospect get brought up today.
Damn it.
We don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Um, but let's talk week 3 top takeaways. Um, Down goes Clemson, Ryan. Cade Klubnik really struggling. And it looks like Georgia Tech could be in the same vein as a Florida State. You know, we talk about Georgia Tech as a sleeper pretty much every single year, but no one should be sleeping on the 3-0 Jackets right now going forward. The coach for Georgia Tech, Brent Key, in his third full season as head coach, he's now 7-1 against ranked ACC opponents. They took down Clemson 24-21 last weekend. Haynes King is looking like a potential Heisman dark horse.
Sure
And
is.
this weekend, they go up against the dreaded Temple Football Owls this Saturday. So watch out.
Watch out.
Um, so anyway, Clemson, man, that was a big loss.
Yeah, that was shocking. I unfortunately wasn't able to kind of keep my eye, um, on the game. But man, I was watching every time I score. I got an alert, and I was just jaw on the ground. I was shocked.
Also, Carson Beck is back. That dude is balling. So far, he's completed 78+% of his passes, 7 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. Against USF last weekend, 340 yards passing. Man, for a guy that was pretty much written off, I don't think I had him in my top 5 or 10 quarterbacks
No.
heading into the 2025 season. I was one of the dudes that wrote him off. And sure enough, he looks like comeback player of the year, man. He's balling.
Yeah. Listen. Clearly, things are going on down in Miami there. Team's looking nice. I thought they would handle USF, but yeah, they looked real good against them.
Gosh, that Miami Florida State game in early October is going to be nuts. I'm going to be at the beach too. That's going to be a fun weekend. I
Sweet.
can't wait for that. Any other takeaways from week 3?
Uh, no, I think this season really isn't going. I think how a lot of people thought. There's been a lot more upsets earlier this year than I think we were expecting. So I fully kind of expect that to be the new norm for this year. That kind of expect the unexpected.
Yeah. I did expect Cade Klubnik to struggle a little bit. I did not expect Arch Manning to struggle the way
Ooh,
he has. Um, Stockton, I was wrong on him. I thought Stockton looked really solid. Looks like Georgia's back. And my last takeaway from week 3, Penn State's schedule finally begins. They
yeah,
don't. They have a bye week this week, but man, they've got Oregon on deck the following week. And then they have Ohio State on deck as well in the near
yeah,
future. So that is going to be a blast. Penn State, I think, is what, number 2?
yep,
They're playing pretty good. And yeah, we're going to be talking a lot of Big Ten football for the foreseeable future. Not this week, but, well, yeah, we are. Yeah, we're talking about one
a
Big
little
Ten
bit,
game. But
yeah.
anyway, Penn State, they finally get to play someone decent.
Yeah, it'd be nice to kind of see exactly what they have because This happens pretty much every year, especially every time that Penn State gets kind of hyped up by the rankings or the media or whatnot, and or they have that player that everybody kind of thinks, and they just, again, it's like clockwork. They will dominate, and they'll fail against a team that is a good opponent, and
Mm.
that's not going to be the case this year because they have such a schedule that they're going to be again banging against Oregon, and in a few weeks, and then they just kind of go from one to the next, and if they are truly legit, they're going to have to go through a gauntlet of teams. That's for sure.
Oregon's looking really good, man.
Yeah, they are.
Really good. They really haven't skipped a beat with Dante Moore, and we'll get to that eventually. But let's talk our top Eagles draft targets to know for this week. I'm going to lead us off. I always stick to the trenches for the most part. So today we're talking Jayshon Barham, edge linebacker out of Michigan. Really fun prospect. Didn't make an impact in week one because he was dealing with a suspension. But man, he was dominant last week. He is 6'3", 248 pounds. This is a guy that can line up on the line of scrimmage. He had a team high 6 tackles. He had 2 sacks last week. He lined up as a linebacker on 20 of his snaps. And the way this guy can be an edge, be a linebacker, his explosiveness, his ability to be disruptive inside. He needs to improve his coverage responsibilities, but I think he's got the traits to do it at the next level. This was a guy that I had breakout candidate written all over in 2024. It didn't happen, him coming out of Maryland, but I think Barham has Eagles written all over him. Great size, length, explosiveness. I think he could be a top 100 player when it's all said and done. I really like him a lot.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, again, you're always gonna have good luck when you talk about some edge rushers, and um, yeah, it's there's always going to be a need for it. So
Yeah, I
always
think
always solid.
I like his fit with Vic Fangio too. I think the upside's there.
Nice. Love that.
All right. Do you have a prospect?
Nah.
No.
I am going to, as Brett Eclipse has already called it, a tight end because Grant Calcaterra angers me to no end, just like his predecessors have before him and before him. But I'm going to be talking about Joe Royer. He's a tight end out of Cincinnati. He spent his first 3 years um, in Ohio State. Unfortunately, really just didn't get to see the field. Transferred last year to Cincinnati and had quite the blow up. 50 catches, 522 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Really became a nice safety valve for Cincinnati. So far this year, he's already got 8 catches, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns. His average catch is about 17. So all metrics are already improving, and again, I think for Cincinnati, he has become an absolute top target there. He's a Cincinnati kid. So he just couldn't, again, didn't find a spot in Ohio State, and it seems to be flourishing in Cincinnati. He's got great body control, great awareness. He's able to kind of adjust to pretty much any ball that gets thrown to him. He just really has kind of a natural athleticism to kind of maneuver himself in a way to make pretty contested catches when needed. Um, Great hands. There doesn't seem to be a ball that he doesn't like to catch. But he's also able to kind of create separation, and that's certainly something he's also improved on from last year. You could see there's a noticeable quickness, more so this year, which has already led him to a game long 73 yard catch this year for Cincinnati. But as a blocker, he certainly is developing in that. You can see the want, you can see the hustle. It's just kind of a slower process, but from year to year, the improvement is certainly noticeable. So you hope that with another year in, and then with some NFL coaching, that he could learn to become an efficient blocker, because obviously, Lord knows the Eagles need that. But yeah, he does. Outside of that, I think this is a kid that could surprise a lot of people and kind of be in the kind of the hunt for top tight end as far as yards and touchdowns this year.
Brett Eclipse chimes in saying, Calcaterra is so bad at blocking. I don't care if his replacement has literally brick hands, as long as he can block.
Yeah. I believe me, I get it. And again, when kind of looking into Royer, yeah, you can tell that blocking is certainly something that he seems to put as a priority to get better. And I think that's 90% of the battle with blocking is the want and the will. Because other than that, you're not really interested.
All right, I'm going to roll forward. I'm going to go another edge linebacker. Really, really good prospect. He is R. Mason Thomas from the Oklahoma Sooners. He's a former track sprinter, 6'2", 250 pounds, moves well. He can cover tight ends, legit burst and speed off the edge. He's got crazy twitch. He is light, but he moves really, really fast. Analytics are off the charts with this guy. His pass rush win rate has never fallen below 10% during his first 3 seasons. In 2024, he had a pass rush win rate of 14%. He also had 5 games where his win rate was above 18%. That has happened 8 times the last 2 years. And when this guy is clicking on all cylinders, he's one of the most dominant defensive players in the country. He's a tweener. I'm curious how the NFL will evaluate him. He will probably be a stand-up outside linebacker at the next level, similar to like Jahad Campbell. He's a big-time pass rusher, dominant, elite at the line of scrimmage. So that draft process will be fascinating when it comes to R. Mason Thomas. And he goes up against number 22 Auburn at home this week. Definitely one to keep an eye on. First round talent for sure.
Nice.
Keep an eye on him.
Very cool.
Do you have another one?
I do. Yeah, it's actually a guy that we have talked about last year. The guy that I certainly thought was heading into the draft last year. And that's actually a corner, is Tacario Davis. Formerly of Arizona, going up against T-Mac, who's now dominating the Carolina Panthers wide receiver room. He transferred over to Washington to be with former Arizona coach. And his impact was already certainly being felt. He has a pick already this year, 2 pass breakups for the 2-0 Washington Huskies. And I think the most kind of attractive thing about Tacario Davis is his size. 6'4", 200 pounds. I mean, he's just a massive, massive corner, and just plays with that height, and it just makes a matchup for just a nightmare, because usually wide receivers are used to kind of going up against smaller defenders, and that's not the case with Tacario Davis. So even if you have a bigger receiver, he's able to match up pretty well. He's got great anticipation. He really understands the route tree of a wide receiver. He last year he had a conference leading 23 pass deflections across his time in Arizona, and He's just always has a nose for the ball. He always just seems to know where it is. But he's able to kind of bring that size as well, um, up to the line of scrimmage, and kind of either whether that be jamming wide receivers, whether that be helping in the run game. But he is the in my opinion, the perfect size corner, and he's got the speed to kind of to match. Where you think somebody that size isn't the quickest, but he can certainly match up. Doesn't necessarily have the greatest straight line speed, but I think his agility and his turnability is where the quickness comes in. So Takayo Davis now with the Huskies. And yeah, I am very interested in to see where this kid goes. I would love for him to kind of be a early mid round draft selection for the Eagles. I think he could absolutely help there because they clearly have a need for CB2.
Really good shout out. I remember hyping him up last year during the preseason. Didn't really have a good season there. I think it was what for Arizona.
Yeah, it was Arizona. Didn't have the greatest of years last year. I think kind of maybe took a step back, but already so far, like I said, in Washington, he has a pick. His impact is being felt so far. Hopefully hopefully he continues it because, like I said, if he's able to kind of keep the production up, I think with that size, NFL teams are gonna fall in love with this guy.
He's given up just one reception on 7 targets. Um, Pretty legit.
Yeah, yeah, he's not too bad.
I haven't really played anybody yet, but that's a good one. It's a good shout
Yeah.
out. Reddit Clips chimes in, says not a position of need, but he's keeping an eye on Michigan State's Nick Marsh against USC. Michigan State, I think, is 3-0. Sorry for your loss last week too, man. I thought Pitt had it.
Yeah, no, that was another thing. I was just so back and forth, and just like they'd score, and then a little. Yeah, I was a little upset. The backyard, but bash didn't really brawl didn't go our way. So
Yeah.
it is what
All
it
right.
is.
So those are our week 4 Eagles draft targets. This is everyone we've covered. Uh, for the Philadelphia Eagles, we have covered a decent amount of tight ends already. Max Clare, Kayvon
Yeah.
Sadiq, Jack Endries, Eli Stowers, Brett Norfleet. We've covered Michael Trigg and now Joe Royer. Oh, Lawson Lucky. So hopefully the Eagles get one of these guys to
Well,
fill in.
listen, I feel like if I keep naming them, maybe one of them will be an Eagle.
Virginia Tech football is in hell right now. Don't tell David.
Yeah, right.
All right, so that is that. Let's get to our weekly picks. I was pretty good. You
good.
had a big bounce back.
I'm improving every week is all I can ask for.
So there's our picks. Right now, I'm 11-5 on the season. Ryan, you're 7-9. We also forgot to pick a star of the week for last week somehow.
Yeah, we did. We 100% did.
But we'll catch up. Let's head into week 4 for top 5 games of the week. Illinois at Indiana, 7:30 p.m. on Saturday. The two darlings of the Big Ten from last year are crushing it in 2025. Illinois had a big road win over Duke in week 2. That Illinois defense is super special. And then you get to Indiana, who are also 3-0. And this is a great early season test to see who could make the CFP. Ryan, Illinois at Indiana. Who are you going with?
This is tough because I feel like these, both these teams are kind of very similar in the of kind of where they are, as far as talent wise. I feel like this game is at Indiana. I I feel like this one's kind of a toss-up for me. So I usually go toss-ups to the home team. So I'll go Indiana.
Nice. I'm going to go Illinois. I'm a big believer in their defense.
Okay,
All right.
good. So one I could catch up on.
There you
Woo!
go. All right. Let's roll on to South Carolina at Missouri. South Carolina could be missing Lenoria Sellers in this one. He got a concussion last week.
Oh.
And after that, I mean, the Gamecocks could not find the end zone with their backup there. Missouri is torching it right now. They've got a 3-0 start. They're ranked in the top 25. Penn State transfer quarterback Bo Prabula, I can't say that, has been playing pretty well. But Ahmad Hardy, a running back for the Missouri Tigers, is riding off back-to-back performances of over 100 yards and a touchdown. He had 250 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns last week. And then, this is a backfield that's just really dominating for Missouri. The Tigers are 11.5-point favorite. Where are you going, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I think this one obviously has to come down to the health of Lenoria Sellers.
Yep.
Man,
I was never a big believer in South Carolina.
that is true. You have made that known. Jeez. When I was gonna say, when do they play?
It's 7 p.m. on Saturday.
7 p.m. on Saturday.
It's in Missouri. At Missouri.
Yeah, I think just with the uncertainty of South Carolina, the health, and I'm gonna go Mizzou. Yeah.
All right. Auburn at Oklahoma, 3:30 on Saturday. Both teams have some new looks. Remember Jackson Arnold? He was with Oklahoma. He went to Auburn. And now you got John Mateer in Oklahoma, and he looks like arguably the Heisman player at the moment. He is balling. The Sooners just dominated Temple all Saturday last week. Their ground game had 228 yards, 4 touchdowns. Their defense held the Owls to 1.9 yards per play. Oklahoma is just a 5.5-point favorite. Auburn has a star in Keldrick Falk, their edge rusher, but I think Oklahoma easily covers that. So I'm going Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm with you on Oklahoma. I really liked what I've seen out of Mateer. He absolutely looks legit. He looks like what Jackson Arnold should have been all along.
Yep. All right, let's roll on to Texas Tech at Utah. This could be a preview of the Big 12 championship. The Red Raiders quarterback Baron Morton is balling. He has 3 consecutive games of 3 passing touchdowns, second in a row of 250-plus passing yards. And the defense has had a takeaway in every game this season and hasn't allowed an opponent to score more than 17 points this fall. Enter Utah, who has one of the best defenses in college football. They've only allowed 25 combined points to date. Utah is currently a 3.5-point favorite. Ryan, where are you at?
Yeah, I'm all in on this Utah defense.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that defense, and yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a tough test because, yeah, like you said, Texas Tech, the quarterback has certainly been balling out so far this year. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a close one. I think this one's such a toss-up.
Unfortunately, I agree. I'm going to go Utah. And then we get Miami at Florida. Florida's struggling, man. DJ Lagway, 5 interceptions last weekend. How does he respond? And Miami's balling, just like Oklahoma. They've had great wins, including Notre Dame and USF. And they're 9.5-point favorites. I am not betting against Carson Beck right now. He's having fun again. Give me Miami. What about you?
Yeah, give me that Miami and 9.5. You said? I
Yeah.
think I might have to. I think I might have to bet that because that's gonna be. I'm going over that.
All
So
right. Let's head to week 4 of our Stars of the Week predictions, and we'll wrap it up. We totally forgot to make.
at least there's a we on there and not just an I. You know. So we're both getting involved in the action here.
All right. Where are you going? I'll let you go first.
Oof, this is tough.
Star of the week.
Yeah, there was a couple of people I was kind of looking at, but I think. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, if you have somebody, go right ahead and do it.
I'm doing it. I'm going Dante Moore.
Nice. Nice.
I'm going to take it. Moore is going up against Oregon State, and they stink. So
Yeah, that they do.
I'm going to take the layup. Hopefully, I get 3 touchdowns.
Mm. Yeah, I think. I think I'm going to go with a wide receiver here.
Interesting.
I'm going to go with Deuce Robinson.
Nice. I legit thought about him for a second.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're playing Kent State. Yeah, again, the Florida State team is rolling. I think this is going to be a big whooping, and yeah, I'm not a big fan of Castellanos, but I think for the Florida State team, I think it's the best thing for Deuce Robinson. So yeah, let me go and get myself a non-quarterback and
like
see
it.
what's what.
Hopefully, yours does better than mine.
Yeah, yeah, right. God willing, I hope I get a freaking catch.
But Deuce Robinson, big play waiting to happen. That was a really good pick. I legit thought about him when I was doing some prep work. But that wraps up our week 4 preview. Ryan, final thoughts, plugs, Tom yours.
Yeah, this is like the quiet before the storm, so to speak. I mean, we have some good games this weekend. Don't get me wrong, but the next couple of weeks,
Ooh.
boy.
Oregon versus Penn State and Georgia, Alabama. Yes.
Yeah, I mean those alone is pretty much all you need. But yeah, it's I can't wait for those 2 games. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, yeah. All right, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. We will see you next week previewing most likely Penn State versus Oregon. I can't wait for that game. Over the years, I don't know why, but I've become strangely an Oregon Ducks fan. I love the way they play. I don't know. I don't get it. They run the ball well. They have a great system. They always have the underrated defensive prospects that come out of there, especially in their front 7. So that'll be really fun. And
I have a few friends that are Oregon fans, and it's being passed down generationally to the sons. So I am surrounded by enough people that are Oregon Ducks fans. So I'm sure they'll be extra fired up next week.
That the one linebacker Mateo Uiagalelei is so good, so good. But anyway, guys, thank you everyone for watching. He is Ryan Reese at Philly Sports PSA, and I'm Dives, Mr. Crackpot. See you next week. Stay awesome, everyone.